Hi, and welcome to this gentle release and flexibility class. This is not quite yin, it's kind of like a very gentle, slight vinyasa aspect. But anyway, we don't need any props as such. Maybe a block, but it's completely optional. So we're going to start seated. Come into a nice easy pose. Close your eyes and just tune your breath in, breathing through your nose, releasing it all the way into that lower belly, slowing the breath down. And blink your eyes open. And we're going to come into a turtle pose. So take the bottom of your feet together. You're going to come into a nice diamond shape here. So traditionally in Baddha Konasana, we've got the heels quite close to the crotch. We're going to move it out and come into a fold. And this is where, if you have a block, you can take a block and prop yourself up. Otherwise, you just hang here and take your arms underneath your legs if you can. If you can't, if you're too tight, don't worry about it. And just come into your fold. Close your eyes. And focus on that slow nasal breath. Notice where you feel this pose. You might feel it in your spine as it's lengthening. Maybe it's in your legs. And this shouldn't be painful, especially not in that lower back. It's okay that there's a bit of stretching, but no pain. Maybe you feel a little bit of release and you can go deeper. Come back up. Just take your hands to your shins. I want you to come into a few seated cat-cow. So inhale, open your chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Keep going, just follow your own breath. to center. Place your hands behind you. Bottom of your feet comes to the mat. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh, coming into a seated pigeon. And you move that left foot as close to you as is comfortable for you. So obviously the closer you can move towards the heel or towards the butt, the deeper the stretch becomes. And just move from side to side. Doesn't have to be a big movement. It's completely up to you. So you're going to go with what feels good. And then also try and lift your heart just a tad, straightening that back. Again, the tighter we are, the more we want to collapse. So we're going to resist that. Come to center. And then I want you to lift up into a reverse tabletop. Squeeze your butt, open up your throat. Lift, 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 lift. And lower back down. And then come over to the other side. Cross that left ankle over. You might notice it might be a different experience on this side. Maybe it's tighter, in which case you don't move as close to the butt with that right heel. It's completely just going to move with intuition. And same thing, so moving from side to side. Remind yourself to straighten that spine, lift the heart. And it's also okay if you just need a little bit of stillness. If you find a spot where it's like, ooh, this needs a little bit of attention, that's fine. And come back to center. And again, you're going to lift up into that reverse tabletop. Lift, 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 lift. Squeeze the butt, open up your throat. Unless it's painful for your neck, then don't. And come back down. Cross your shins. Make your way onto all four. And I want you to walk your hands forward, come into a puppy pose. If you want a little bit deeper, get up on your fingertips. Come back up, walk your hands back. Tuck your toes, lift up into a downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent, stay on your tippy toes for now. And then roll forward, vertebra by vertebra. As you come into a plank pose, lower your hips, open up your chest. And come back. You
can walk it out, get those fidgets out. Checking in with your body. How does this pose feel today? Inhale, lift your right leg up. Step forward, lower the back knee, come into a lunge. And sink into the lunge, get a nice stretch in that left hip flexor. And inhale, cactus arms, opening up your chest. Exhale, right arm goes underneath the left, eagle arms, breathe into your back. So deep inhale, feel your shoulder blades separate. Inhale, come back to cactus arms. And then interlace your hands behind you. Reach your hands down towards the ground. Open your chest. And tuck your toes. Lift your back knee off the mat. And take a humble lunge. Release your hands. Take them to the ground and then straighten your front leg. You're taking a wide stance pyramid. Pull that right thigh bone into your hip socket. Try and press your big toes into the mat. And bend your front knee. Take that right leg back, come into a three-legged dog, reaching up with that right leg, and then bend the knee, stacking the hips. Exhale, step your right foot forward to the outside of your right foot, lower the back knee, come into a lizard pose. You get to explore. And step back to plank pose. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Step forward, come into that low lunge. Reach your arms up. And again, sink into the lunge. And take your cactus arms. Exhale, left arm goes underneath the right, eagle arms. Inhale back to cactus. Interlace your hands behind you. Reach your hands down. And then tuck your back toes. Lift that back knee. Humble. Release your hands. Straighten that front leg, come into that long pyramid stance. And pulling that left thigh bone into your hip socket. Bend the front knee. Take your left leg back to three-legged dog. Reaching, 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 and then bending that left knee, stacking the hips. This also gives a nice little side stretch. And step forward, come into your lizard pose. And step back to plank pose. Not plank pose, downward facing dog. And then step to the front of your mat. Get up on your tippy toes, bend your knees, come into a little toe balance. And then lower your heels to the mat. Lower your butt to the mat. Lower your back to the mat. Activate through the back of your shoulders. And lift up into your bridge pose. Squeeze your butt. And lower back down. Keep that natural curve in your spine. One more time. Lift up. And lower down. Then take your knees to your chest. Go into a little ball. Grab the outside of your feet. Happy baby. Release your feet. And then hug your right knee to your chest. Let your left leg come flat down. Give it a squeeze. Just hold it for a couple of breaths. And then take it over to the left. Come into a reclined twist. Come back to center. Other side. Give that left knee a good squeeze. And come into your reclined twist. Come back to center and find your Shavasana. And of course, you're going to stay here as long as you need. Remember, Shavasana is where we store all the stuff we just did. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.